The Square Ball Podcast.
Welcome to the show. This one is brought to you by Levi Solicitors. Michael's going to tell you all about them in a second. Moscow's here as well. I'm Dan. The show, brought to you by our favourite firm of solicitors. Mm-hmm. Of the over 600 houses that Levi's have sold using their super conveyancing services, which one's your favourite, do you think?
If Jesse Marsh had one, the one he sold.
Yeah, did they do that?
No idea.
Right.
Just theoretically, though. Brendan Aronson's that he's probably selling now, or maybe last year, who knows? One of the departures that I was glad to see anyway.
Right,
one of those.
I like how you've related that back to football.
That's what I've tried to do.
Over 600 houses sold. Thanks. I say thanks to us. Does that feel like is that a bit of overreach?
We're keeping the property market going.
Good stuff. LeviSolicitors.co.uk for full details. /the square ball if you want to help everybody out. Will's Probate Conveyancing, I believe that, that people who know this read now, and that's probably everyone, need to hear the big three.
Will's Probate Conveyancing.
Thank you, Michael. We'll move on and into the show and into the post-season. It's all over now. Into the summer, sun's shining, the birds are singing in the trees, the football's done, and oh, no, it's not, is it?
Gets exciting now.
Does it?
Yeah.
Does it?
Knockout games.
Knockout games.
Cup football.
Yeah.
Yes.
Whole new tournament to get excited about.
Yeah, I suppose so. I was looking forward to the break. I've got to be honest.
Well, that you still can.
Basking in that.
The break is still ahead of us.
Second
so we've
place.
got an extra little few bonus games, little chance to shell out £41.
A bargain.
And then that's money you don't have to worry about spending on your summer break.
Shall we stay right on brand as Yorkshireman then and complain about the ticket prices? How much?
Too much.
Yeah, it is expensive, isn't it? But then again, that's because we have season tickets, so you don't realise on an ongoing basis how expensive tickets are. But they are this price all the time, aren't they, this season?
I think that's part of the interest in the choice to charge that price is that when previously the club has the opportunity to charge the regular price for a playoff semi-final, they've been a little kinder.
I mean, the thing I think that annoys me slightly with this is that the gate receipts, the way that they're split, I believe there's a 3% levy that goes somewhere. But all the
EFL.
Yeah, that sounds about right, Moscow. So that levy gets taken out. But of the remaining 97%, they split it 50-50, don't they? So 50% goes to all the playoff clubs. So us, Norwich, whoever else is in this daft little tournament that they're putting on. And then the other 50% gets split between the division. So we don't really see any great benefit from charging Category A prices, do we?
No. Which is part of the club gave some comments to the YEP way, and Graham Smith was asking them about this. And it didn't really make a lot of sense from that perspective because I think the big thing about it is this game is unexpected. It's extra. So this income from the match, it costs a certain amount of money to put a game on, but then nowhere a 46-game regular season, this is then an extra opportunity to get some more money in. So there's an opportunity there to go, which the club has done previously, to just go like, well, instead of charging full whack, we'll just do 30 quid and cover the costs and it'll be fine. And keep people a bit happier about the fact that we've not gone up automatically. But then the other part of the justification is as well, we have to give so much of this money to all the other clubs. And to me, that's an argument for charging less.
Yeah,
because
exactly.
then we're giving less to West Brom. I don't see why we're giving West Brom so much money. The club should pay us to come to the game and then claim that money back from the other clubs.
Yeah. Small claims court.
Well,
big claims court.
Whichever court is responsible for ludicrous imaginary ticketing scenarios. But that would be one way of doing it.
These are the joys of being owned by rapacious venture capitalists, isn't it?
They need that money back somewhere. But the thing is, this isn't where you're going to get your money back, is it? This is like
No.
This is Ken Bates stuff. This is trying to he feels like just trying to drag an extra few quid off everyone when it wasn't really needed.
That's it. It's like Max Gradle's transfer fee. Oh, you don't realise we have to give all that to the agents, and then the exchange rate will actually end up with now.
Why do it then?
Yeah, why do it? And then it's and if you do end up with now, well, should have gone up automatically then. It's almost I think there's even just from a PR point of view, because obviously a lot of people are very disappointed about not going up automatically, to then hit them with absolute full whack on the ticketing when the opportunity is there to, even if it's even if it's not going down to 30 like Radrić Zani, you just say, oh, we're doing it for 35 just because we're sorry.
Yeah, but I don't think you're allowed. Part of the comments were that you're not allowed to make up new categories or go category C for this. I think category B would have been about fair.
You're not allowed to go category C?
Yeah, I remember in one of our previous adventures in the playoffs, the club tried to put the tickets at category C and the EFL wouldn't allow them to. So they went with category B instead.
Well, that would have been fine because this is category A, isn't
We've
it?
got A and B.
Still, yeah. And then it links in, I mean, you were quite rightly pointing out on propaganda that the old, look over there, it's Will Ferrell. Was trotted out, but then it's also like, look over there, it's Will Ferrell, who has given us a load of money to be part of this. It's like, cool, well then why do you need some more money from me? Let's get some more off Will. If he's that keen to be involved, he's like, oh no, I'd really like to be a part of Leeds United. I'll sign a cheque for a couple of million so I can be part of your big investment crew. Cool. Why do you need £40 from anybody else after that happens? So
I think that's how it does. Yeah, he deposited a cheque directly into the club's bank account. And,
he's
signed it elf.
He has given them some money.
Yeah.
He should have given it directly to fans if he cared at all. Well, he should have just gone around paying for people's MOT or...
There has been, I forget which club it is, but in Germany, I think they were a Bundesliga 2 team, and they did an experiment with, I think it was 3 games this season that were free to get in. And what they discovered was that, I think they have the difference that Leeds don't have, which is they had some empty space in the stadium. But what they discovered was that a lot of people were first-time visitors, and then because they enjoyed it, became repeat ticket buyers. They came back, they paid for a game after that, and that the atmosphere at the games that they filled the stadium for nothing was even better than it normally was because they filled all the seats, and then everyone was like, oh, this is great, we'll start coming, we'll get a season ticket for next season. And so next season, they're actually planning to do more, and it was all done. There's been a few rumblings in Germany because they have a much more supporter involved way of running football. Have gone like, well, you're getting all this money from TV and you're getting all this money from sponsors, and the actual amount of ticket revenue, you're getting all the money from your concession stands and selling food and drink. The actual ticket revenue is becoming a smaller and smaller portion of the club's income. Could you not just get a sponsor to pay for it? And then it would be, I've said before about, these are all wild ideas that obviously capitalists won't go for, but I think it has happened that a sponsor will go, we'll buy the shirt sponsorship and we'll leave it blank because shirts look better without a sponsor. I think
Paddy Power did that, didn't they?
Yeah.
Which was cynical because then they just did loads of press releases saying,
well, that's it.
We're sponsoring this, by the way.
Yes, but it is cynical, but it's also, it's that's how you then generate your attention for the sponsorship is we're the cool guys who have not put the name on the shirt. And then you could also be, we're the cool guys who are paying for all the tickets for this year and you're getting for free all season.
The problem is,
I just don't feel like they're going to give us free tickets.
No. I mean, they definitely... I speculate...
The evidence says not.
I don't think it was even on a show, but I think I worked out that if we go up, because you're going to get like 120 million, they could just give each season ticket holder $4,500. Yeah. Just say, look, do you want It's up to you. We can spend it on players. You can have $4,500. Times are hard.
I'd probably get a new fridge freezer with that.
$4,500, bloody hell!
No, I wouldn't spend it all on that.
Oh, okay, I was going to say
keep some back.
That's quite an investment. That's going to be like a full room of your house.
I'm not getting like a Smeg one or anything like that.
Just commercial one. It's the cold room.
Turn the entire kitchen into
people would probably think you're a serial killer.
Yeah,
if you did that,
and rightly so. Right. So, but to quote the words of Bayern Munich, you remember those great bunch of lads? Sadly went out of the Champions League to...
Are the words you're going to quote? Offside!
Contentious decision against Real Madrid. Anyway, I was going to say former club president, it was Ollie Hoeneß, wasn't it, who said when they were talking about why they charged, it was like 104 quid for their adult season tickets. Let's say we charged 300 quid, we'd get £2 million more in income, but what's £2 million to us? In a transfer discussion, you argue about that sum for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
The problem is, though, everyone...
But it's huge. It's a huge difference for the fan. And they said, football has got to be for everybody. That's the biggest difference between us and England.
They always want more money, don't they? That's the thing. There's never enough. It's like when they say, when they redevelop the West Stand, they'll say, oh, there's going to be a lot of corporate seats in there, but that's going to help keep the prices down for everyone else. And then the prices are still going to go up for everyone else.
But because the experience is so much better than it was, we can hike everything by 200 quid.
And they're going to go, yeah, okay, we've done this Socios deal, which I know seems terrible, but it's a couple of $1 million. And I know there's this extra game we've agreed to play in Qatar, but we're going to earn £3 million from that. So actually, it's a good thing, and it just there's just an insatiable hunger for more. Yeah. And I know there's now a TV slot that's at at 10 a.m. on a Wednesday, but that is actually worth an extra $5 million a year to us. So
And then
you can't really say no to it.
What it all comes down to is that they then can't out-negotiate Rasmus Christensen's agent, so they just give it all to him.
Yeah. I mean, this is the downside possibly to having NFL owners is when you look at the prices of tickets in the NFL, it's eye-watering, it's terrifying. And, you know, we get a very good deal by comparison, but that's irrelevant to me. What matters to me is the price of Leeds tickets.
It's a different fan culture, though, isn't it, over there? That you know, there are people who go to 46 Leeds games in a season.
Yeah, well, I was going to say you get 17 regular season games in the NFL, so you get 8 or 9 at home, depending on the season. So it's a far bigger event. It's much more of an event type scenario.
Much more of the culture is about watching on TV.
Yeah,
get people round, cook, make it a party, have a barbecue, all that kind of stuff. Which I don't know if can you have a barbecue around like Leeds versus Yeovil? I'll get that on the telly.
Well, and there's also how like the American market is completely because it's just capitalism gone wild, isn't it? The resale market is kind of very tolerated there compared to here, where obviously like touting is illegal and so on and so forth. So
touting is illegal, which is why they carve out additional hospitality packages where you get like a pint and they can charge you 120 quid for a ticket because they go, it's corporate. It's not that we've turned some normal seats into and charged 3 times the price for them. That's now a premium corporate experience, as you can tell when you're in a gazebo with a free pint and a pie, which is worth about 6 quid.
That's right. The secondary market's funny as well, from the point of view of that. Well, 41 quid might sound a lot, but wait till you try to buy it on the black market, eh? That's kind of in. There's a sense of competing against that in US sports that maybe doesn't translate.
While we are griping about the tickets, now I know, like, you know, you can't please everybody, particularly where supply outstrips demand, i.e. Elland Road needs to be bigger. So the 14 game threshold, a cut off for getting tickets for the home leg of the semi-final against Norwich. It has been reported that was changed from attending 14 games to purchasing tickets for 14 games, which are 2 very different things, because what they are in effect doing is punishing the people who've used the friends and family route and have therefore had tickets transferred to them, members who've paid for their membership, same as everybody else. But the people who have had tickets transferred don't get the same ability to buy tickets for the semi-final as those who've actually bought the tickets. And you will recall that the club are bringing in a threshold of 80% of attendance for season ticket holders for next season, and included in that attendance, quote unquote, is using the friends and family model. So if you can't make a game, as long as you either sell it back to the club or give it to friends and family, you're deemed to have attended, and it counts towards your attendance. So you're utilising the friends and family scheme. However, that's not the case for these tickets.
I suppose the danger is if you have had tickets theoretically transferred 14 times from other season ticket holders, then the season ticket holders still get their ticket, and then you get your ticket. So you sort of is it kind of a double dip on it? I know it's a very unusual situation, probably, but
in that case, I think the thing is they needed to pick one, not roll it out one way and then change it to another.
Yeah. I think maybe they've gone, oh, that wasn't quite the wording we were aiming for, but it looks a little bit, if that has changed, that looks a little bit naughty. And I've seen people who screen grabbed it before and after, and the different wording has changed. But it also feels like you are, again, like I say, you can't please everybody.
Do you remember when playoff tickets went on sale and Ken Bates said you could basically buy a membership and get a ticket straight away? And it was like, everyone was like, well, that seems a little bit unfair. And they no doubt sold thousands of memberships.
Well, yes, but the point being,
a few hours.
Same price membership that you're paying to be able to buy tickets or get hold of tickets. You're using the club's, preferred friends and family method, but it's excluding you from getting playoff semi-final tickets.
Yeah,
it doesn't sit right.
If they're whichever way they're going to do it, if tracking attendance and or purchasing is going to become an increasingly important part of getting tickets, then they need to decide
ahead of time
on a way, and they need to tell everybody that's going to be the way, and not roll it out for the playoffs and then change it. It's kind of it all needs to be less on the hoof.
We're all in good moods anyway, aren't we? Nothing I'm complaining about.
I'm just started looking at my laptop and the tabs I've got open, and I'm not kidding you. I've got about 4 or 5 Airbnb tabs open and they're all cabin. It's like you can search for cabin. I've got to the point now where I just want to go off grid for a few days. Just a cabin in wherever. I've been
Wembley.
But no, I've been looking predominantly in Yorkshire. I found a very nice. I'm not going to tell you where it is because I don't want everyone to book it up because I'm fully planning to go there for a few days. It's basically like a hut in a field.
Fair enough.
I thought this was a playoff final. You're already excited about going to London, but you were confused that there might be a cabin available. There probably is some. If you're down by the docks, there might be a search lockup. Right. For Wembley. And then we might find an old garage somewhere that...
Is that where we'll do the match ball from?
Yes. A meat locker.
This is a genuine problem we do need to solve if we do get there.
Oh, let's worry about it.
At 10 days notice.
Let's worry about it when the time comes.
Well, I mean, so if you've got fast internet speeds and a property in London and you're not too far from Wembley, give us a shout.
Or even a garage with fingers that the crow's cut off still floating around in there. That's what a lockup is, isn't it? It's where people get taken to be beaten up.
Yeah, I think you can use them for other things.
No, not in London. Not in London.
Well, where are they keeping the fruit and veg if they're not in the lockup?
That's in the warehouse. That's down one of them markets.
Warehouse? Who are you, the Queen?
What's the fruit and veg market in London? I thought you'd know.
It's all of it.
Oh, it's all of it. All right, fair enough. Well, there's a fish market too, though, isn't there?
Billingsgate?
Let's say Billingsgate.
That's Essex.
Fine. But we'll find out where we'll just do the match ball from the fruit and veg market.
Spitalfields.
That'll be the one, probably.
Yeah, that's got fruit and veg, apparently. Look at us, simplistic bloody northerners. Anyway, playoffs. Have you seen the other playoffs? The old Barnsley-Bolton one got a bit exciting, didn't it? You see that? That was back and forth.
I was mainly just pleased to not have to go to Barnsley next year, whatever happens.
What did happen?
Bolton beat them.
Loads of goals, though. Loads of goals.
Yeah.
Is that what they deserve for sacking Neil Collins on the eve of getting into the playoffs?
Talking of sackings, Hull have lost their minds, haven't they? By getting rid of Rossini.
Probably, yeah. I mean, they did spend a fair bit of money in January, but
they weren't.
They still finished 7th, didn't they?
All on attacking players, and then they weren't attacking enough, their owner says. He wanted them to be more... He wants football that will get him off his seat.
Right.
Hull. And how exciting has Hull City ever been?
Dean Windass. Yeah. Snoddy played for him.
Those were probably their glory days. But I think, some expectation management of like, I bought a lot of attacking players in the Championship, and we aren't playing like prime Real Madrid. What's happening? Like, because it's still Hull and it's still the Championship, and you still did pretty well. And also one of them, well, the main player is Rory Delap's son, which is and Dean Windass's son is knocking around at Sheffield Wednesday, and he got injured, so he should have bought another one.
Just keep buying other sons of Premier League players.
Yes, should have got Josh Windass in and Erling Haaland.
I actually just had to check
about goals.
If Snoddy did play for Hull. I said it, then I thought, did he play for Hull? Yeah, he did play for Hull. He did play for Hull. I remember him scoring against Hull once, and I wasn't sure if I was confusing that in my mind with him playing there. But no, all right, well done.
So we are dicking around with the playoffs. Howard Wilkinson's Leeds United were not. There's a link for you. Straight up in 1990. I was going to say no messing about. There was a bit of messing about towards the end, but, we got there, got over the line. Nice to see Howard back out in the wild as well. Doesn't happen very often these days, but he's picking up his OBE, which he was awarded in the New Year's Honours some months back. So I think that means, because it's, is it Officer of the British Empire, isn't it, is the OBE. So I think that means he's allowed to go get America back.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Fire up the old empire again, put Wilco in charge.
Fair enough. I don't
think any bad came from that, did it? From the old empire?
I'd steer away from this. Is it Windsor Castle there, isn't he? That looks nice in the background.
He got a nice sunny day for it, didn't he? And he was always a dapper dressed. He could do both. Either the...
Flying pizza.
Yeah, or shorts and a T-shirt, or when we did get promoted at Bournemouth, full kit.
Maybe Gatorade didn't front up the money this time for him to collect his OBE. But
he could also, whenever he did put a suit on, it was always quite a loud one. And so he's gone with is that a lavender tie and square?
It's very tasteful. It looks good.
Yes. When I think Wilco...
He's clinging onto just on his looks, he's clinging onto his hair in a fashion that ought to make you feel ashamed. Essentially unchanged since the 90s.
When I think of Wilco, I always think like double-breasted suit, and then by extension, I always think of Bill Fotherby in much the same way.
Yeah.
He's got his glasses on a string around his neck. I am considering that as a look.
Yeah.
And those are those ones that split on the bridge.
Ah.
Oh, like where they little magnet together. Oh, wow. Absolutely superb. Are you off to see the under-18s play at Man City? Go to the old Death Star for a bit?
Sold out, didn't it? Our measly allocation.
Pathetic.
I was actually considering it, but then I went on for tickets. I saw the tickets were available. I went on and they're all gone. And I thought,
Right.
oh, well, it's the end of that then.
Yep.
I suspect there'll be a fair number of Leeds fans in the Man City end because they're not restricted.
Because there won't be that many Man City fans.
Probably not, no. I mean, they can't be asked going to Wembley, can they, for semi-finals and stuff because they're like, oh, another one of these.
They get too many of them and they're too expensive.
Boring. So yeah, there'll be room. But yeah, it's on YouTube, so that seems quite popular for videos.
And TikTok.
And TikTok.
It's on TikTok.
Apparently so.
That's exciting, isn't it? What a world.
Get somebody just doing like a dance halfway through.
You've not
Pops up.
you've not taken charge. I mean, we've got TikTok, haven't we? But we've never used it. I think a square ball TikTok. I feel like I want to put you as head of TikTok, Moscow. Unilaterally appoint you as head of TikTok and see what mad shit you come out with.
Reserved the name just so it didn't end up being taken over by somebody else. But yeah, I've not used it. But people are welcome to find it and follow it and then wait for nothing. Wait for us to teach Michael how to dance.
Play the long game. Listen, I can dance all right.
What's your best dance move? Head spin?
I don't know any dance moves.
Well, you'd be good at head spin, wouldn't you? 'Cause, the break dancers, like they use like this, put spray and stuff, don't they, on their little mat to make it slippy. You've got the aerodynamic kind of.
See, I think you want the hair to be a bit of cushion and a lack of friction. If I get a bit of I suppose there's a crucial balance. If it's very sweaty, it'd be skiddy, I suppose. But if it's just a bit moist, you get friction burns. Unpleasant.
The Square Ball Podcast.